Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So today is the auspicious occasion of the appearance day of Srila Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur, whom you can see right here, in this picture here. It's his 150th appearance day.
Amazing.
Haribol, Srila Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur ki jai.
Jai.
And just thinking how here we are. His instruction to Srila Prabhupada was to spread the teachings of Lord Chaitanya in the in Western world in English language. And here we are reading Srila Prabhupada's translation of the Bhagavatam in English, in the place where Srila Prabhupada began his fulfillment of the order to his spiritual master, 26 2nd Avenue, Lower East Side of Manhattan, New York City. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Canto 4, Chapter 13, Text 10.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Text 10. Utkala appeared to the less intelligent persons on the road to be foolish, blind, dumb, deaf and mad, although actually he was not so. He remained like fire covered with ashes without blazing flames. In order to avoid contradiction, botheration, and unfavorable situations created by materialistic persons, a great saintly person like Jad Bharat or Utkala remains silent. The less intelligent consider such saintly persons to be mad, deaf, or dumb. Factually, an advanced devotee avoids speaking with persons who are not in devotional life. But to those who are in devotional life, he speaks in friendship, and he speaks to the innocent for their enlightenment. For all practical purposes, the whole world is full of non-devotees, and so one kind of very advanced devotee is called Bhajanananda.
Bhajananandi.
Bhajananandi. Those who are Goshtianandi, however, preach to increase the number of devotees. But even such preachers also avoid opposing elements who are unfavorably disposed towards spiritual life. Now I'm going to add another tier to this, because Bhajananandi, they're advanced and they just mind their own business sort of thing. Prabhupada isn't criticizing them, they're advanced and they're on the path.
Chant Hare Krishna.
And then Goshtianandi is saying, Prabhupada saying that their mood is similarly advanced, that they go out and they preach. And Prabhupada says, but they also avoid opposing elements who are, unfavorably disposed. So the third element or tier to this is Prabhupada. Interesting, because today is his spiritual master's 150th appearance anniversary. What a disciple, Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj had thousands of disciples, but this one makes up for everyone. Not there's anything wrong with anyone, oh God, I don't mean that. But Prabhupada, no doubt, is on these levels, Bhajananandi, Goshtianandi, no doubt. But the point I'm trying to make is he did come towards the unfavorably disposed by literally just coming here, for heaven's sakes, coming to the Bowery, New York, and being in this place. And it's not as if people that came here were clean or understood etiquette or understood how to even approach him or speak to each other, whatever. Lord knows what he was seeing. If you read the Leela and Rita other memories books, I think at times it was inappropriate for Prabhupada to see the way they were dancing. Ladies would get up, not be dressed properly, and he's leading the kirtan, whatever, But he gave his mercy. It wasn't that I'll just preach to the intelligent Indians, or I'll just preach to the civilized people. He came here and gave the highest knowledge, the highest. So for me, it's like he's even beyond that. He's even beyond the Goshti and Nandi, who, okay, it seems they make some discrimination, some, because they avoid some elements, as it were. And Prabhupada was like, it's unbelievable.
That's an interesting perspective. Yeah, I appreciate that. Prabhupada, well, of course, I don't remember ever hearing that stipulation about a Goshti and Nandi that they specifically avoid unfavorable circumstances. That's generally the practice of a Madhyama Adhikar. They avoid the envious. But you're so right that Srila Prabhupada just, boom, right into the middle of the thick of
the lion's den.
Yeah, madness in the sense of, New York City is not a joke.
No. And the people that would be here, my point is, they're not a joke.
Yeah.
I assure you that.
Well, they say he gave the highest philosophy to the
lowest,
quote-unquote lowest of people. Right. Now, again, that's not to deride those persons who came in contact with Srila Prabhupada or obviously exalted anyone who was able to see Prabhupada or personally be in touch with him. That didn't happen without having some adhikar. Of course, it's all mercy, but like that.
Can I just interject? Yesterday we were here, as we are every Wednesday, for the weekly Wednesday Sangha. I was speaking to one of the organizers, and he was just appreciating that we were coming. And I said, no, for us, just coming out of where we live, walking down the road, knowing we're going down to Matchless Gifts, it's special when walking down this road, Second Avenue, coming through the door. And then I was saying to him, we know of the people who became devotees, so some still around, some have left us, some whatever's occurred, but there are so many more, the ratio, who we don't know. That's fair to say. It's not that the majority, the ones we know are the majority that filled this room, because this room was full. So I was saying to this devotee, it's amazing that people in their timeline, that we all have our timeline up to this day, have in my youth, when I was a hippie, they may not say refer to them hippie, maybe they do. In my youth, I used to go to this storefront, there used to be this Indian man, they may call him a Swami, some holy man, and then they've gone on to be, and I was saying to this devotee, gone on to so-called normal life, they've just gone on. And I said, I wonder, there's people like that out there. So he pulled out his phone. They said, he pulled out his phone, and someone on the street or someone met, and it was a letter, or no, it wasn't even a letter. It was someone that came to a program here, not a devotee at all. Bumped into a devotee out in the street like you do, got talking and said, I met him, and they're like, really, what? And that person who's not a devotee but was here showed a note that Prabhupada had written, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, like that, back in the day, original. And if, like a note saying, if you want to discuss more of this, you can contact me, I'm here. Not that you have a mobile number or anything. And that person felt they're not a devotee, not practicing it anyway, but if you're touched by a holy man of whatever faith, you get it, whether you meet a Christian or whoever. So they kept that note, and they even framed it, and he showed me the picture of that, and they don't know why they framed it or why they kept it, because it was scrunched up and thrown it away. But they were showing the person on the street, I met that person you're trying to give me a book about, and random, not even devotee, not at all, not even interested in any way, not rude, but not, one of the people, and I'm trying to say that was here, and but we were just saying it's not random that somehow Super Soul, whatever in the heart, that they kept the note, Prabhupada's writings, and they framed it. That's not random, and somehow, whether it's their life or their kids' life or whoever, grandkids' life, something will occur auspicious because of that, meeting that pure devotee.
Yeah.
Isn't that random?
It's not random, but yeah.
Yeah.
Jai. So text 11. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
sorry.
No, it's amazing. Thank you for sharing that. If you find the picture, you could put it in there.
But no, sure, I haven't got his. I do not number. You can get it.
Oh, he sent it on some forum. We'll look for it later.
Yeah.
We'll see if we can get it.
If we get it, we'll put it, right?
All right. So text 11. For this reason, the ministers and all the elderly members of the family thought Utkala to be without intelligence and in fact mad. Thus his younger brother, named Vatsara, the son of Brahmi, was elevated to the royal throne, and he became king of the world. Purport. It appears that although there was monarchy, it was not at all an autocracy. Excuse me. There were senior family members and ministers who could make changes and elect the proper person to the throne, although the throne could be occupied only by the royal family. In modern days also, wherever there is monarchy, sometimes the ministers and elderly members of the family select one member from the royal family to occupy the throne in preference to another. Okay, interesting. I think it's just, interesting. Prabhupada is pointing out that it's not autocracy, there was some common sense used. And of course we see that Utkal is not, he's not mad, he's just advanced, and he doesn't want to get caught up, like Jad Bharat, doesn't want to get caught up in, material life, so he's going to avoid it. But Prabhupada pointing out this point. Nice point about monarchy.
Text 12. King Vatsara had a very dear wife whose name was Saviti, and she gave birth to 6 sons named Pushpana, Tigmaketu, Isha, Urja, Vasu, and Jay. Purport. Vatsara's wife is mentioned here as Ishta, which means worshipable. In other words, it appears that Vatsara's wife had all good qualities. For example, she was always very faithful and obedient and affectionate to her husband. She had all good qualities for managing household affairs. If both the husband and wife are endowed with good qualities and live peacefully, then nice children take birth, and thus the whole family is happy and prosperous. But that means if the husband and wife don't have good qualities, they got horrible children.
Well, I don't know if it's an absolute thing, but I think the point is if you have a good, a good couple and they come together, then they'll produce good offspring. But
and if the home life is nice,
yeah,
isn't it? It's not people blame the schools and this. It's not the schools. I'm sorry. It starts at home. Sorry, that's controversial.
No, but it's true.
It's true.
Yeah. Okay, 13. Pushparna had 2 wives named Prabha and Dosha. Prabha had 3 sons named Pratar, Madhyandinam, and Sayam. Text 14. Dosha had 3 sons, Pradosha, Nishita, and Vyusta. Vyusta's wife named Vyusta's wife was named Pushkarini, and she gave birth to a very powerful son named Sarvateja. Sarvateja's wife Akuti gave birth to a son named Chakshusha, who became the 6th Manu at the end of the Manu millennium. Nandwala, the wife of Chakshusha Manu, gave birth to the following faultless sons: Puru, Kutsa, Trita, Jumna, Satyavan, Rita, Vrata, Agnistoma, Atiratra, Prajumna, Shibi, and Umuka. So one thing, as we're reading through this, well, 2 things. One, I remember hearing that it's very important to read these names, because it can be a little bit like, okay, get on with the story. But it's important to read them. Every name is valuable and important. But also, what we're noticing here is, you see, we went from Dhruva Maharaj, and now we're some 6-7 generations later, right? So this is 6-7 generations later. Generation is what, 20 20 to 25 years, I think, is considered a generation before a next generation starts, usually. So, anyway. Of the 12 sons, Umukha begot 6 sons and his wife Pushkarini. They were all very good sons, and their names were Anga, Sumana, Khyati, Kratu, Angira, and Gaya. Text 18. The wife of Anga, Sunita, gave birth to a son named Vena. Oh no, Vena. Who was very crooked. The saintly king Anga was very disappointed with Vena's bad character, and he left home and kingdom and went out to the forest. Imagine that. Your son is so despicable, so naughty is too nice a word, that you just forget it. I'm leaving. Text 19 through 20, and this has a purport. My dear Vidura, when great sages curse, their words are as invincible as a thunderbolt. Thus, when they cursed King Vena out of anger, he died. After his death, since there was no king, all the rogues and thieves flourished. The kingdom became unregulated, and all the citizens suffered greatly. On seeing this, the great sages took the right hand of Vena as a churning rod, and as a result of their churning, Lord Vishnu, in his partial representation, made his advent as King Prithu, the original emperor of the world. Well, there you go. That's how you get a good emperor. You kill off the bad son and cook him up. Purport. Monarchy is better than democracy. Prabhupada quote. I'm going to read that again. Monarchy is better than democracy. Well, may as well do it a third time. Monarchy is better than democracy because if the monarchy is very strong, the regulative principles within the kingdom are upheld very nicely. Even 100 years ago in the state of Kashmir in India, the king was so strong that if a thief were arrested in his kingdom and brought before him, the king would immediately chop off the hands of the thief. Mind you, and take note, Srila Prabhupada is saying this is positive. He's complimenting this. He's commending this. That the monarchy, the kings are, Kshatriyas, they're powerful, and they make sure, because basically if you can't learn from, pain, no, what is it? We move more quickly away from pain than we do towards pleasure. So if you can't learn positively by someone saying something or by someone being encouraging, and you become a rogue or a thief, then you have to be punished. That punishment offsets your karma also. So that's a different aspect. But anyway, let's carry on. As a result of this severe punishment, there were practically no theft cases within the kingdom. So can you imagine that? I mean, we're here in New York. I mean, I'm sure, well, actually, we go into this pharmacy that's just opposite our apartment. It's called Duane Reed.
Done.
It's Duane, but D-U-A-N-E.
That's done. Done.
No, we asked the people there.
Yeah, they don't know. Duane is with a W. Is it not England people?
Well, you can also spell Duane was there before W's because a U is a W if that makes sense.
Let me know in the comments.
Yeah, whatever you think. Anyway, we went into this pharmacy next door. I've never experienced it. Lived in London for so many years. And almost everything in that place is literally locked behind plastic. And it's not glass, but it's plastic. Casing. And like we went there to get like dish liquid, and it's locked up, you know, anything.
Even the Oreos.
Even the Oreos, she was looking at those.
I wasn't.
And the chocolate one. And and you have to push a button like that, and then it go, and then over the, you know, loudspeaker it says, customer service required in dish liquid aisle. And it's like, what? And then the guy comes with a key. He stands in, and then meanwhile, ping, 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 all over the whole place. It's going off again. Need help in this aisle. Need help in that aisle. So he's like, hurry up. You know, like the other day I went there to get some. I'm like, no, I want to look at the ingredients to see if I want this. And I was looking at like a mop, you know, because we got a new place. And I said, does it have batteries in it? And the lady's like, you know, hurry up. Look at it. You know, I'm like, I'm here to like shop. I'm not here to just know exactly. But the point being,
yeah, what's the point?
The point is that why do you have to lock everything up? Because of thievery. So, you know, if things were a little more intense for thieves, which it is like that in some countries.
In this country, yeah. America don't mess around with sentencing.
Well,
I know, man. They give, life means life in this country, and that sometimes they give you multiple life sentences which don't make sense because, you know, they literally mean. I mean, no, they.
Well, no, because a life sentence means that you can get off in 20 years on parole. Yes, it does. That's why. No, in that's this why they give you multiple life sentences.
They give you 100 years, which is like, I don't mind because. Just the other day, I won't say what happened because it's gross, but a mother and son torturing someone.
Krishna, Krishna,
in the family.
Vishnu, Hare Hare.
But anyway, the son, young 20s, he got 100 years and he started to like retch because he was shocked. And the judge said, you're one step away from being a psychopath. You will do the full 100 years. And his mother, he said to the mother, you won't get out in this lifetime, which I'm not sure which lifetime should get out then in. But he made it clear, you guys are never seeing the light of day. And yeah, it was like, yeah, go America, you know. Sorry. God, it was like, it befitted the crime, I assure you of that.
Okay, I'm going to finish the purport.
Oh, yeah, you finished the purport?
Even if someone left something on the street, no one would touch it. The rule was that the things could be taken away only by the proprietor and that no one else would touch them. In the so-called democracy, wherever there is a theft case, the police come and take note of the case, but generally the thief is never caught, nor is any punishment offered to him. As a result of incapable government, at the present moment, thieves, rogues, and cheaters are very prominent all over the world. Seems that Srila Prabhupada has a different perspective on whether we do things right in the West or not, but anyhow. So the point being that, yeah, we often hear, and this is a point in context, you know, Prabhupada used to say you have to call a thief a thief. You can't be blind. Although at the same time he said that as devotees we should always look for the nectar and see the good, the positive qualities of someone else. But if someone is a rogue and a thief and they're misusing your goodwill and good nature, then they have to be dealt with. And it's not like, okay, you know. Yeah, it's a very, very hot and interesting topic. But we've gone way over time, and we're going to conclude here. So thank you very much for tuning in. If you have any comments, put it in the section below, and I'll look at it and certainly come back to you on it.
Anyway, thank you everyone. This is for your comments. Because you say if you do comment, I know that because I respond. So thank you everyone for your comments. Keep them coming. I'm happy to see them. Hare
Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Thakur ki jai. Nitai go Premanandi. Hari Hari Bo.